Hi guys, AdderSnake here. How's it all going? Yes, and hello, welcome to another Subject Sunday. Subject Sunday that you've probably clicked on because it's more of a personalised Subject Sunday this week. It's talking about sort of more of the general upkeep, just letting you know what things are going on in my life at the moment. More of a video log, as we should say. As all of these Subject Sundays seem to be, actually, but it's, yeah, more opinion based I suppose, but this is just general update for you. Probably more about my sort of general mental well-being at the moment. So in regards to the positives, for I can mention, most of the people closer to me, good friends and family, know of the absolute wonder for me that I have now passed my driving test. Just the thought now that I've got my full license and I can do and go almost anywhere with that now. Just the thought of freedom and just independence from that as well is quite invigorating and a little bit unnerving as well. Just the thought that I have this newfound independence just to drive wherever I want to go when I get a car. Do what I want when I want to, effectively. So if I want to go to the cinema and watch a film, yeah, I don't have to rely on the taxi of mum and dad. Although the taxi of mum and dad is free and they don't charge interest. Yeah, I don't know, I should take more advantage of that taxi service, really, to be fair. But no, just the thought of passing my test now, it's great, really, just to know I've got that freedom to go ahead. A little bit daunting in regards to sort of the monetary side of things, because unfortunately driving a car is not the cheapest thing in the world. Buying the car kind of is, but beyond that, driving is, yeah, most certainly not cheap really to consider. So yeah, I mean, the main cost in the first instance, you're thinking about possibly buying the car. And to myself, I don't quite know really sort of what route I want to go down buying a car. In most cases, it's going to be like 95% of the time I'm looking at second hand or something that's considerably older, really, to kind of balance out that thought of, first of all, how much am I spending on the car? Do I really want to spend something close to, like, say, £2,000 odd just to actually buy the car? Or do I go for something that's probably close to maybe £1,000 mark and sort of think about altogether it's about £2,000 including the insurance side of things as well. But it's that fine line that unfortunately I need to dance on with my mind to decide whether or not I want to spend that kind of money to first of all buy the car, when I've got to kind of think about the additional payments that you'd have to consider when it comes to buying a car. So first of all, I mean, if you're in the UK, two absolute legal things that you need to do in regards to your car is that you need to have it taxed. Taxed isn't necessarily the biggest expense, but it has to be done to get your road fund tax. It pays for all the roads and for the government not to fill in the potholes, to fill in the damage around the roads and things like that. But that probably seems more in my area really at the moment. But yeah, I mean, they have to get money somewhere to build the roads that you're driving on. As well as the major sting for a lot of drivers, especially, I wouldn't expect it to be still this severe at my age, but I'm 21. But the insurance is still quite astronomical in regards to the cost. Doing a few comparison quotes for car insurance, I would probably say from what I found, just in regards to sort of the type of cover that you can get, there's not really too much of a difference in regards to getting something that's third party for your insurance, which kind of covers things hitting you and stuff like that, really. But it's a comprehensive in that it's literally, I found most of the quotes were coming out sort of 1,000, 1,100, maximum I think I found was 1,200, but they never really seemed to more than about £40 to £75 more to get your fully comprehensive. So even if yourself had a problem, crashed into a car or did damage in that regard, that it's kind of probably worth the extra £75 to not have to worry about the big expense if you ever made that mistake in regards. But yeah, it's not the cheapest thing. And then again, think about that, when your car's about, say, £1,000, your insurance is about £1,200, your road fund tax, depending on the type of car, and also the age of the car, which kind of, again, sort of dictates the kind of motor inside it. Really, it's not cheap. It's quite a bit of money to consider just to spend out just like that. And obviously running costs beyond that, you've got fuel to pay, again, depending on the cost of the car, how much like you may need to go into sort of maintenance of it, so tyres, engine, oil, brakes, brake fluid, things like that could all be something that I would have to consider having to possibly think if I'm getting something that's probably a little bit cheaper but needing to repair it sooner rather than later in that regard. So it's the thought, it's not cheap, it's not easy for me to go into that sort of wholeheartedly straight away. But yeah, the happiness really just thinking that I've got that freedom. The only thing is, since I've sent away for my license, I still haven't had it back, so I actually have no proof of age, which is a little bit frustrating. For those who know, I mean, I've got the babiest face of them all, really, so I do definitely not look my age. Don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably a good thing, to be fair, looking young. But yeah, general well-being altogether. I don't know why, but I have not really seeing a dip in my emotions, really. But something in my mind, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's gotten me down. I think it's a lack of will to sort of make use of my time doing things more productive. I say productive. Making probably the best use of my time in that regards. I'm struggling at the moment to probably have fun, sort of outside of work. Well, I say fun. Work isn't bad. Work is not a problem for me at the moment at all. Although, I don't know, it could potentially be, well, not an issue, but something is changing from work, which isn't necessarily the easiest way of change, really. We are getting a new manager, and I know who's going to be my new manager. Supposedly it's temporary, which I hope is the case, because I've never felt as happy and motivated in work like this before, because you never really underestimate the satisfaction that you get when someone says, well done, you've done a good job, and they really appreciate and praise you for what you've done. My manager before this, well, I say I've had two managers beforehand. The very first manager, and the only manager I've ever known at the time, through work. I've never had a job. I've never had another job really outside of working where I am. He never really sort of noticed what you did half the time. I think he was a bit more of a bubble in his world. I think he was far too worried about doing a lot of things, thinking, oh no, it's got to be done, it can't be outstanding, it needs to be done. He worried endlessly over everything, and it did kind of shut off a little bit after work finished. I mean, after like having had like our Christmas dues and just general meetings, things like that outside of work, he did definitely shut off from that, but I only ever really knew him through work and in a work environment, and it just, say, the job well done, he never mentioned it. He knew that we were doing a good job, but he never acknowledged the good job well done. The second manager, yeah, he was there, I guess, because we changed manager. Like I say, I had my first manager, goodness, that was about 3 years with that, and well, actually no, 2 years I'd say. We changed to this new manager. He was only with us for about 4 months. He got another opportunity actually within the company to do something different, but he never kind of established himself within the team at work. he knew his stuff. He taught me a few things, but again, sort of his attitude, I found it wasn't necessarily the most awe-inspiring. And then we had another manager come in, and he's probably been the best influence that I've had through work, and been the most sort of down to earth, really, that what he's been made, sort of moulded myself into, really. He's taught me life lessons in that regard, like just, yeah, it's hard to really pinpoint exactly, but he's done a lot in the very short time that he's been with us, and hopefully to be back with us within the short time. But it feels a bit odd just to have that change so sudden and so often, actually, within the year. But in that regard, I don't know if that's something that's kind of playing on my mind a little bit. But as well, just outside of work, it's trying to find something fun to do. I'm just really struggling with having fun with games at the moment, finding something I want to play. The last game that I properly completed was Tales from the Borderlands, which is very good. It's a good narrative story, but it's something that has a definitive end, and you don't really sort of replay it too often to try and get your different outcomes and stuff like that. COD's becoming a little bit mundane in regards. I've been trying to do my sniping clips of that and just been not really successful. Finding it generally frustrating to play as well, especially as it's reliant on the good internet connection, which we haven't got. But yeah, and just the thought of other games that I want to play, and the mixed reviews. I'm mainly talking about The Division, that's got the mixed reviews, and I've had friends say, "Nah, it's excellent. I need to buy it." And I've seen reviews on trusted places. I mean, I generally find IGN a trusted source when it's not talking about Call of Duty half the time. They tend to overemphasize the pros of Call of Duty and say, yeah, 9 this, 9 that, 10 out of 10 for this. But I don't know, this is something I might have to just disregard the reviews like that and just probably take the plunge with something like The Division. So it's hopefully going to fill the hole that Destiny left with me. But my goodness, we're at the end of the video, and you're probably tired of me rambling, but you know you really like listening to it. So, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm actually losing subscribers, which is a bad thing, but you know you want to hit the subscribe button and join the AdderSnake army in that regard. But don't forget to like, comment, and yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot for me, and I'd greatly appreciate it. But thanks for watching, and I shall see you all later. Take care.